Good morning. Steam it, internet, YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, vote. All of you beautiful internet people out there, staring into the loving strains of your liquid crystal displays. Hopefully nobody's still on a CRT watching this. I feel bad for you if you are. And that stuff's just not good for you. Not good for your eyes, not good for anything. Forget about those CRTs. I think one of the reasons I don't have that great of eyes is because I stared into CRTs for so long. Doing IT back in the day. So, yeah. All the cryptocurrencies are down. A little bit. Not too much. They're all kind of holding. I think everybody's in a hold pattern trying to figure out what's going to happen with the Bitcoin SegWit thing. I'm trying to get this phone stand to stay in one spot. It doesn't want to. My phone's too heavy at that angle. But I don't get as good an angle anywhere else but here. And the little knobs on the side hit the volume button and shut off my recording. If I do it another way. Hey, I heard the heater coming in on the last one, so I got the heater sound off now. I'm just gonna suffer. And actually I think it was AC because it's a warmer time of year, so I'm just gonna suffer in the intolerable heat of late June on the Oregon coast. I think yesterday it was 61 degrees. So how's that for intolerable heat? Sorry for all you people in Arizona. They're melting patio furniture and whatnot. It's been pretty nice here. I shouldn't complain. I mean, we got a little overcast and cool the last couple days, but honestly, like, before that, it was sunny and warm, and I was, picking strawberries with the kids. That's the thing. Right now, I don't have the kids right now. Hopefully, I'll be getting them back sometime next month, and then at that point, I should have the kids pretty much full-time, except for, holidays or month out of the summer or whatever, which is fine, like it's, I wish their mom had decided to live somewhere closer by so we could split them more evenly, but she wants to live 1,500 miles away. Well then, I'm gonna try and keep the kids, in the healthier environment of the Oregon coast, fresh air, fresh food, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, personal stuff on Rise Tech and Crypto vlog today. But it's early days. Most of the people watching this vlog are friends of mine anyway at this point. So yeah, all the cryptocurrencies down a little bit. I think everybody's nervous about the Bitcoin SegWit stuff that's supposed to be official on August 1st or something. A lot of it's already in play though, and it looks like it's going to go smoothly. I don't think anybody thinks there's going to be a hard fork. And even if there is a hard fork, I'm still holding Ethereum Classic. So, the price might go down a little bit or whatever. It might bounce back. Who knows? But, yeah, overall, I'm still, maybe not bullish, but, enthusiastic. Any of the cryptocurrencies are just by default have more value than a Federal Reserve note. Just by virtue of not being infinitely printable. So, and I've got some confidence in some other currencies besides just Bitcoin too. I feel like Litecoin has been very useful for me already. I've used Litecoin to buy a bunch of stuff online and sell a bunch of stuff online. The Litecoin's kind of my go-to for actual transactions online now. So that's kind of interesting. And Litecoin's really low right now. I think it dipped below 40 for the first time in a month or two, and so if you wanted to get into cryptocurrencies and start playing around with this stuff and you hadn't before, go buy Litecoin. Just buy one. It's like $39, or it was a couple hours ago. There's some smart money on Litecoin, so it'll probably be back over 40 if it isn't already pretty quick. Yeah, very low fees. Pretty much most of the transactions I've had on Litecoin have been, pretty much instant. So, had almost no complaints about any of that. Let's see. So, yeah, some of my viewers were talking about mining. They wanted to hear more about mining and talk about mining. So I can tell you what I'm doing. I am an IT guy. I've built data centers. I've managed data centers. I've been in charge of hiring and firing. IT teams, and you know, I've worked as a special consultant for ISPs delivering, you know, internet downstream to thousands of users. You know, I don't want to go through my full list of credentials, but I've definitely been around the block on IT stuff, and you know, I'm mostly kind of like maybe a Linux and virtualization guy more than some other stuff. Sometimes I'll get into networking debates, and occasionally something will come up at a certain point, and I'll be like, well, because I don't know that, you know. When it comes to high-level networking, it's, you know, I've done a lot of it just because I've had to over the years, but, and yes, I have a networking cert, Chad. Whatever value that has. I mean, definitely I learned a lot more just by doing it, you know, over the years. You know, and I can set up, you know, some crazy stuff with networking. You know, like you build a data center, network is a major component of that, so, you know, I can do all that stuff. But, you know, sometimes people get into stuff on networking that I don't really, you know, really have any experience with, you know. I was trying to set up an L2TP VPN the other day, which is more secure than the PPTP VPN or whatever. And man, I couldn't figure it out. You know, I still need to do that project, so I'm probably gonna have to figure that out here in the next couple weeks, and I probably will. And then, hey, that'll be one more thing I know how to do. But in the meantime, yeah. Anybody have any ideas on how to make that process easy? Because I looked at it, it looked like hairy as hell. And the problem is, of course, you know, if you got Android or Windows, you know, you're good. You can do the old PPTP VPN. You can hook up with everything you need to hook up and do what you need to do. But iOS and iPhone are, you know, not allowing the old school PPTP VPN anymore. They will only do the L2TP one, so got to figure that out. So yeah, so I mean, I've done some serious IT, and I know IT stuff, and you know, especially in the virtualization server area. I've just done a lot of that kind of stuff over the years. And Linux, a lot of Linux stuff. I love Linux too, you know, especially Devuan. I've mentioned Devuan a few times now. I used to really love Debian. I really did. Like, I loved it. Like, I love Debian. But then Debian got Systemd, and I don't love Debian anymore. I don't even like it. Debian's kind of like my ex-wife of Linux distros. Now, it's, you know, I gave it a fair shake, you know, when it took the Systemd poison pill, which is what I consider it, not just for security reasons, but for stability. I mean, just across the board, there's a lot of reasons why the Systemd is just hosed Debian, in my opinion. But I did a bunch of testing. I set up a whole bunch of Debian services, replicating ones that we already had in place with Debian 7. And, you know, and I set them up, you know, pretty much identically with Debian 8, and I rewrote some of the scripts to follow the, you know, the system control, the Systemd syntax and all that kind of stuff, you know, and got them all working and stuff, you know, and in every case they were, you know, they were taking more memory, taking more bandwidth for, like, you know, for something stupid, like even just a file copy across the network. Like sometimes, like they'd randomly take more bandwidth than Debian 7 did. Just weird inefficiencies all across it. I mean, Debian 8 was really just a really big downgrade from Debian 7. I can't be the only one to have experienced that, because I ran it on, you know, 10 or 100 services, and in some cases I just got hard crashes, like seriously hard crashes, and in one of the cases, and these are all testing machines, mind you, I didn't put this on a real machine that actually had to get really used, because you know, I knew it was early days for that whole system, and I just didn't trust it, and I was right. My trust was my bat indicator indicating that there was something potentially dangerous there was correct. Yeah, I mean, I had one of the servers I built actually just hard crashed, and then there was no data, like there was the entire hard drive image was corrupt or something. And this is on a VM that I was running a test on, and I mean, it really gave me pause. And when I say gave me pause, pretty much I went back to the drawing board. I kept all of our existing services at that time on Debian 7, and then I started testing Devuan, even at that early beta stage, when Debian 8 came out. I mean, I can't remember when the Devuan first beta came out, right after that, or so. It was a while ago, though, and I started testing it back then. And honestly, I've had no problems with Devuan. Devuan's the newer, younger, hot chick, you know what I mean? No problems. Except really, Devuan really reminds me of Debian 6, 7, 5, you know, back then. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of like how my trashy ex-wife used to be when she was younger and sweeter and more in love with me. That's what Devuan's like. Devuan's like that. She's like how my ex-wife used to be 6 or 7 years ago when I was making more money. Yeah, I don't know. But Debian, man, I'm not making enough money for Debian, apparently. She don't love me. Anyway, that's enough about Debian and Devuan. So people have been asking me about mining, and, you know, and I have an extensive IT background, and I've really been contemplating setting up some legitimate mining rigs, maybe building a data center of my own on my own property solely for mining. Couple different reasons why I haven't yet. One is because it's really hard for me to find motivation at this point, especially when I don't have my kids around. I'm just not motivated to do anything. I'm not motivated to record. I'm not motivated to book gigs. I'm not motivated to call my clients. I'm not motivated to, you know, put in work. I'm not motivated to reschedule all my lessons. I'm just not that motivated when I don't have my kids with me. When I have my kids with me, I'm super motivated. I'm like focused on them. You know, I need to make more money, and I know it. You know, I need to make their environment at our house nicer for them, and I work on that. You know, but when they're not with me, it's just like I just feel like I don't want to do anything. I just want to watch Really Graceful on YouTube all day. She's awesome, by the way. If you follow one person on YouTube, it should be Really Graceful. People call her a conspiracy theorist or whatever, and she goes into it. She studies a lot of conspiracy theories, but she really does the research, man. Her video on the Franklin cover-up is excellent. I mean, just excellent. And yeah, that's maybe a rabbit hole a lot of people don't want to go down. It's pretty dark stuff, but man, she goes, you know, she does the research. She gets the facts. She doesn't blow anything up, or, you know, and when she does speculate, she's very clear that she's speculating, and she doesn't do a lot of speculating until she presents all the facts, usually, on most of her videos. So, yeah, I have a lot of respect for Really Graceful as a YouTuber. I think she's pretty awesome. And I think she should come to Oregon and hang out on the Oregon coast for a day. Come on, Really Graceful, come visit. So people have been asking me about mining and stuff, and you know, and I could build a data center. I've been thinking about building a data center. Right now, I do think it would be pretty easy to get most of your money back if you bought like 20 or 30 $300 graphics cards and put them into a mining rig, mining Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, which is the one I prefer of the two, as you may know from following my vlog. Unless this is the first one you watched. Then you could probably make your money back in less than a month. Maybe less than 2 months, because your power bill is going to go up. You got to remember that too. So, I mean, you could probably make your money back in less than 2 months, and that's a crazy chunk of cash. And then if it continues or even goes up, then you would probably be making really good money in like 4 months or 5 or 6 months. But the problem is you've got to have enough hashing power, which is what they call that computation power of the graphics cards, crunching those numbers, mining those coins, right? Mining those digital coins. You've got to have enough to make it likely that you're going to earn, you know, actual coins rather than just fractions of a coin or whatever. So I mean, you can get started with just one graphics card and start playing around with it, but you're never going to see the kind of returns you will when you have, you know, a more legitimate setup with, you know, 20, 30 graphics cards, something like that. It just ups your chances of getting a bigger block or whatever. From most of what I read and stuff. Again, this is not something I've actually done, not something I'm totally familiar with, but I've done some research on it. I looked into it. I thought about doing it, and I'm still kind of thinking about doing it. right now I've got most of my money tied up in other stuff, and I'm not allowed to make any big purchases right now anyway till August 20th. Looking forward to that day. I got some stuff to do. Probably gonna sell my Dart. Somebody wants to buy my Dart. Probably make a video about my Dart one of these days. It's a beautiful car. 1963 Dodge Dart. But I'm doing Genesis mining. They're a service you hire. You pay for their service. They're in Iceland. They've got a huge data center. And again, you know, the more you pay, the more likely that you're going to get rewarded. So there's a threshold there. I don't think signing up for $50 worth of Genesis mining is, you know, going to be worth it. It's going to take a long time to make that $50 back. But signing up for $1,000 of Genesis mining or $3,000 or something like that, you know, it might be worth it more quickly than you would expect. So yeah. So that's where I'm at with mining. I mean, you can do it yourself, and that's probably going to be more profitable and whatever, but it's going to be a lot of work, and you kind of got to know IT things. And I don't, you know, in my circle of friends, I got a few IT nerds who I know could do it and might be interested in doing it, etc. But, you know, Mom ain't going to be starting an Ethereum mining pool anytime soon. You know what I mean? Grandpa ain't going to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. Well, there we go. There's Vlog 5. We talked about Devuan, Debian, and mining and stuff. So, hope you have a great day, internet friends.